scared. What they be doing? Like, they prepare themselves.
Oh, no, really need fossil lapido?
Yeah.
Yo.
Bless you.
If you are not from Konoha and I sense your chakra, I'm busting my Rasengan. Abandon his gang, slash his head back.
Yo, what's up, bitches? It's the Chakra Network. You know what it is. So here today, we have the lovely Sunlight, artist extraordinaire, gifted in multi-fields, tattoos, poetry. She be talking her shit.
What he said.
Like that.
Straight like that.
So yeah, how you doing today?
I'm doing amazing.
That's great.
How are you doing?
I am solid.
I like that.
I'll go with solid. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So, just to start off, what got you into anime?
The first time I ever seen anything that was like anime was this movie called The Boy and the Beast.
The Boy and the Beast?
Yes.
Was that Studio Ghibli?
I don't want to say it, and then I'm wrong.
Do you know Spirited Away?
Yes.
Did it look like Spirited Away?
Yes.
And it was a Studio Ghibli.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So they're like a really famous like animation studio that mostly works on movies. But yeah, everyone loves Studio Ghibli.
Super talented. It was a really good movie about like this boy and this beast, but the boy, he was like orphaned, he had no family, etc.
Was the Beast doing kung fu or something?
Yes.
Okay, I think I've seen that a little bit.
I don't even think he was actually orphaned. I think he actually had his a family. He just wasn't close to them.
I mean, that happens.
Yeah.
So that was the first time you ever watched anime?
Yeah, the art style is just really amazing to me.
That came out like recently. Like
Boy and
not
the
too
Beast?
Yeah, not too long ago, I don't think.
I think it's actually older, one of those little older ones. Not too old, but
Yeah.
it's just old. It got some age on it.
So like around what time did you see it?
I had to be in like coming from middle school into high school, so years ago, years ago.
So were you like a big nerd or something growing up?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It's actually awesome. I've always been a hustler, so I was a cool nerd. It wasn't like a, out here. Well, no, I think all nerds are cool.
You didn't have like a rolling backpack?
No.
No, you took a little second for the rolling backpack
I had
question.
Hillies.
Hillies?
Yeah.
But everyone had Hillies though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like they were cool. Like except for like when like the grocery stores started putting up the signs like no Hillies in store.
Yeah, hating.
Like a motherfucker. Like Food Lion or Snooks.
Snooks?
Yeah, that's like a St. Louis like grocery store.
Okay.
Like a Food Lion out here would be a Snooks out there.
Okay.
Type
I remember
shit.
when we used to have like Farm Freshes and stuff.
Bro, RIP Farm Fresh. We ain't never getting that chicken no more, bro.
There's a Farm Fresh still in the 757 area. I think it's in Newport News.
Yeah, I'm never going out there. I'm not gonna lie. So, do you prefer to watch anime in dubbed or subbed?
I prefer it. Let me think. I prefer it.
There's no
sub.
wrong answer.
I prefer it sub.
Why so?
Because like I don't know, it's something. I hate it when it's in English and then like the voices are in English and it just doesn't line up with the subtitles and also with like kind of like some of what the subtitles are saying in a way like.
Yeah. So you just know like the translation isn't exact. Like they're just kind of going for like the spirit of what the character might have been saying. I feel that.
And then I also feel like I'm learning a little bit when I have it.
Okay. Say something in Japanese.
I
You don't know a single word?
do, but I don't want to sound
Say
crazy. It. I was going to say konnichiwa.
That's not even bad. That's just hello.
Hello.
Exactly. What's wrong with hello?
There's nothing wrong with hello, but I didn't want to say it and I said it wrong and then it just sounded wrong.
I mean, who gives a fuck? I mispronounce shit on this show all the time.
I've been making up words.
Exactly. That's language, though. We were just talking about that.
Exactly,
like, language
where they
evolves.
originate from and stuff, too.
Right. So, what was I about to ask you? How do you feel about anime tattoos?
I love anime tattoos.
So, have you done any anime tattoos?
I have.
What was the first one you did?
The first, Spirited Away, the turning head little thingies.
No face?
Yeah, they got the bunch of dots in their small little.
Oh, the little dots.
Yeah, it's like they make like the little.
I never know what they're called though.
I don't know what they're called neither, but shout out to Deja. She wrote a book. She's amazing. Deja, I don't want to say her last name wrong, but it starts with an M.
Shout out to Deja.
Shout out to Deja.
We love you, Deja.
Yes, she allowed me to practice on her when I first started. She's like the third client I ever had.
Yeah.
she loves the tattoo. And that's all that matters. And it was a spirit. She had me do the little heads and like them in the grass. And it's really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I want to see it when this is done.
I got you.
All right. So who is your favorite anime villain?
Anime villain?
Yeah.
Let me think. Anime villain. I don't know. Define villain.
Define villain.
Because you have good villains, you have bad villains, and I don't know. There's certain animes where there's like a villain, but they're actually cool, like really cool, laid back, chill guy. Let me think.
I'm trying to think of like a cool.
I like
villain.
Sasuke.
Sasuke wasn't like a. I mean, in a way,
He's a villain in a way. His brother, but even like the backstory when they did that, it was different. So.
No, we not gonna get into Itachi. Itachi's a hot subject on this show.
Yeah.
I hate him. A couple of us hate him.
Why?
Okay. So Itachi, and I honestly have to not talk, but I have to respond to some dude on TikTok apparently because they want me to respond on TikTok.
Okay.
So Itachi killed his whole family. And his whole clan. Yeah. For his country.
Yeah, that's some pussy ass shit.
But
at the same time, like he knew his brother was gonna come back, and it was also to keep.
That's dumb.
He was trying to. I could have swore he was trying to protect his brother in a way as well.
I mean, he was trying to protect his brother, yeah, but like he could have protected his brother in other ways. Like we talking about like the smartest 14-year-old on the planet.
He made a very powerful person.
He would have been strong regardless. Like, they whole lineage was like that.
Facts, because Naruto most definitely grew up to be, like, crazy with the shit.
Yeah, like, his dad was like that. And kind of ruins, like, the whole, like, underdog story when you find out who his dad is and who his mom is. It's like, they're two of the strongest people in the whole world. And you're trying to tell me this is, like, an underdog story? Like,
yeah. Who's your favorite villain?
My favorite villain? You know what? That's a really hard question.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. Why did I ask that and I don't have the answer?
I like. Have you seen Baki?
Yes.
I like his dad.
No, you don't.
His dad's all right.
Okay. You don't read manga, right?
Okay. I've tried, but anything I've started, I haven't finished.
I hear that. So his dad is the worst human being to ever live.
Yeah, most definitely. But he's like on some fuck everybody. I'm the realest nigga in this shit type shit.
Right. He's done a lot. I mean, realist? No, not at all.
Not
just
realist.
The strongest thing to ever live.
Yes.
For example, one thing he did, and this probably won't even make it to the podcast because we're gonna have to cut this out. One of the worst things he ever did that I read was the time he R-worded a man. Just to show how much more masculine he was. That's fucked up.
That's real fucked up.
And dude ended up like transitioning after the assault. Like it was like bro, like literally
scarred
on a different level. Like that's a different. Bro had to change his identity to deal with like the consciousness of what happened to him.
Yeah, no, he's a pretty bad guy. So real nigga was not the right term. It was more like he stands on living his truth.
You keep trying to make it positive, and bro is just not positive at all.
But he's still like super. I don't know. He's a villain that I think was kind of cool.
I mean, like I fuck with you can't not. It's like saying you don't fuck with Griffith. Like everyone kind of fucks with Griffith.
Okay.
But you don't like Griffith. Griffith. It's from Berserk. You ever heard of Berserk?
I have seen Berserk, but it has been a while.
Yeah. So Griffith was the white-haired dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That guy, he went through some things.
Fuck him still though. It's still fuck bro.
He was real evil. He was very envious of his of the dude.
Of Guts, yeah.
Yeah, but then also with the girl situation we thrown in there as well.
Which one? The princess or Asuka?
Asuka, that's the one that was like the right hand man. Yeah.
He did her dirty.
Yeah.
We may never know the end of that story. You know that?
I hope that, they give us a snippet of something, like they got to do something.
Honestly, I don't really know if I want that.
Why?
Okay, so we're both artists, right? How would you feel if you had an unfinished painting and then maybe even someone you fucked with finished it? How would you feel? Like, God forbid, past like, you know, your own moving forward, how would you feel if someone did that?
It depends. Like, it depends. I don't know. I personally wouldn't mind if I had an unfinished piece and someone like kind of like was inspired by it. Like, they took that and kind of like did something based off of that. I wouldn't mind that.
No, not based off of. Now it's like your piece.
Yeah.
Like, now your name is attached to it. Now it's like an asterisk theirs too. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't know. Like, in a way, I kind of respect it, but I also don't like postmortem albums like being released.
The way I see it is a lot of things in life, like especially when you come up with ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's there, but it's open. You know what I'm saying? It's out there. Once it's in the universe, somebody else might come up with the same idea. And honestly, I'm one of those. If I get to it first,
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's how I feel about stuff a lot of times. Like, if I draw something, I know I'm probably not the first one to ever draw something of like that or similar to that. So I don't really care if like someone uses my piece for like inspiration or like even if they downright copy it, I really can't say anything. Yeah. I mean, I could if they just reposted my shit. Yeah. But if like say they trace like part of it and used whatever, I can't really be mad. Yeah. I mean, but it's just like, it's weird.
It's crazy how often that actually happens.
A lot.
Like the copycat, but it's not even the exact same. I hate it when someone copycats and then it's worse. And it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue. Everything changes in my mind every once in a while. It's like, for now, I might feel like that. Like 10 years down the line, I might hate people that copy. Like, I might hate, like, when I was younger, you remember how, like, you ever hate tracing as a kid? You ever, like...
I used to hate... Nah, because I was one of those, like, trace... Like, in a coloring book, I used to trace the outline and then go back in and color the inside.
Oh, you was one... Did you change, like, the markers to, like, the color pencils?
Something like that sometimes, too.
Yeah, I had, like, this one kid in, like, elementary school that, like, he would, like, throw a conniption if he didn't have, like, the same color marker and, like, the color pencil. Like, one time I literally watched him cry because he had the marker and did the outline of something, but he couldn't find the color pencil to match.
I would have lost my shit, too.
I get it,
or I would have, like, got a crayon or something improvised.
Right. I don't know. So what are you currently watching?
So right now, what am I watching? I've been watching Spy Family.
How you feel about Spy Family? No, you just perked up for Spy Family.
No. I perked up for Vinland Saga.
Okay, so you're watching season 2.
Yes. They dropped a new episode, every Monday. I haven't watched the last one they just dropped yesterday.
Right.
But...
So where are you at in the story? Because I read the manga, so...
For Vinland Saga?
Yeah.
I'm at the point where Thorfinn, he's all grown up, and he's working as a slave on the dude's plantation, and he just met like the owner's father.
Right.
And I don't want to get too much because I don't know who's watching it or not. But
you can spoil whatever. Just put like a spoiler mark. I don't care.
Cool. So yeah, it's getting crazy. It's not. It's actually taking its time to get to the point. But because I know how Vinland Saga gets down, I know it's gonna get crazy.
You think so?
I know so. They were just talking about how like they have way too much land and it's not gonna be enough like people like to like protect the land. How you buy all this land, you can't even protect it. And you already know Thorfinn.
Thorfinn is like that,
yes.
But like he's on his path to becoming as similar to his dad as he can. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like he's.
I can see that, but it's not there yet. I hope that he tweaks up. Like I hope that he like goes straight Viking style on these on this PlayStation. I thought that's how he's gonna buy his freedom because if you watch like this like the trailer, it shows that he went back home to visit his family and stuff. So he clearly leaves or is able to leave at some point. Yeah, and so.
Like the story behind that is like kind of like a full circle thing too. Like I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's like a pretty cool moment. Like. Yeah, it's a really great moment. Okay. I don't want to spoil that for you at all. But how do you feel about season 1? What's your favorite part of season 1? Because we can talk about season 1 all day. People already seen that shit.
Okay. Spy Family's good too, though.
Oh, of course.
Only because it's like in the back of my head now that after I got excited, I don't want to like throw it off like that because it's still really good. But the season 1 of Vinland Saga, my favorite episode, I most definitely when the dude, I forgot his name, but the guy who Thorfinn was the one who killed his father.
Ascalon.
Yes, that guy. I can't even say his name, but him. When he died, But like when like you finally get to see like what his true intentions was behind everything he had already been doing, how he like, because you would think that he's a villain that I like. He's a villain that I love.
I love him too.
I love him. He's amazing.
He's great.
Okay, so that's great because like I couldn't think about a villain. I'm like, who's a villain? I was still like, because like I feel like the ones I named wasn't that good, but nah, he's a good villain. I like the fact that like when he did what he did. What for starters, not only did he keep peace with his kingdom, not only did he get to wear the crown because he wanted to, I'm a king. This is supposed to be my shit. Right. And on top of that, not only did he protect the prince or the person
King Canute,
and then on top of that, he also still was trying to give Thorfinn his, like, come on, bro, get your lick in. He's like, nah, that's not what I wanted. So, I most definitely was. I was on the edge of my seat.
On the last episode.
That yes, the rest of it's good, but that specific episode.
All right. Yeah. I mean, his backstory is like pretty tragic, honestly.
It's very tragic.
But like, it kind of gives you like a kind of insight of like this man is like tortured by the world, and he's very like skeptical. I don't like jaded in a way.
They get into that in season 2.
Like he kind of has to be jaded though. He ends up like, remember when he killed his dad? What do you mean by
he has to be jaded?
I mean, he's a Viking. Like, he watched his mother die, like, as a peasant, even though he...
I didn't know... Wait, whoa. Yeah. I don't remember his mother dying.
Ascalon's...
Oh.
No, not Thorfinn.
Okay, I was about to say.
No, his mother is good and well. No, they are fine. But, like, Ascalon's mother, like, died like a peasant or whatever. Whole time his, like, dad was... high up. Like, I don't think he was like a noble, was he? I don't think he was a king.
No, but he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so, like, he did say that, like, when he was, like, a kid, like, basically what he does, that's what happened to his village or whatever. What's it called? The Wales or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an actual place. That's crazy
part.
Part.
I know, like, the United Kingdom, I think it's, like, 4 of them. I
know it's actually called Wales.
Yeah. But that's one of them, right?
I'm not sure. I just know a lady that's from there.
I've been studying the map. That's why I asked. Anyways, no, like he came from there. He said that like basically the king was trying to attack them again. Yeah. And so he was saying that his father was basically, I don't know the details, but he was trying to get revenge on his family, his whole kingdom type job.
Yeah. So he actually did get his revenge. That's the crazy part. So like he was Thorfinn in like his own age, which is wild, which I kind of skipped over when I first initially read it. That like he ended up learning who his father was, studied under his father like with swordsmanship, and then just offed his father in his sleep. Sheesh. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
So that's why like he kept looking at Thorfinn like, you're not gonna try to like up it in my sleep or nothing? Like you just want like this. Like, he looked at Thorfinn like he was a better version of him in a way. That's why you, like, always kind of kept him around, I feel like.
I feel like that, like... So, Thorfinn, his father's principles. Yeah. So, I feel like Thorfinn was always better in a way because Thorfinn still followed those principles. Yeah. The other...
In a way. like Thorfinn was wilding out for like a little bit.
Because he was a kid though. Like he been in the field since he was like what? I think it was like I don't want to say 6.
7 or something.
Okay, I must say
Yeah, like he watched his dad die to this man's hands
in the field
and followed him on a ship.
This dude was in the
yelling. Like yelling on a boat.
They thought he was crazy. And then he even like was like he stayed in the woods and stuff when he was a kid and feeding on the like rabbits.
Thought he was crazy?
Okay.
I mean, he was pretty fucking crazy.
But and mind you, when he was a kid, he was just a normal kid at first. It's hard.
What's a normal kid to a Viking? Like, how are you a Viking normal kid?
I'm talking about like before he became a Viking, like when he was living in his kingdom, when he first started coming after them and stuff. He was still just that normal kid trying to figure out what he needed to do. And that's when he started following him to become a Viking.
Yeah. I mean, he did some horrible stuff in that time.
No, he did. And the worst he did was like beat up the kids after they were bullying him.
Oh, in the village, yeah. But I'm talking about like when he's following Ascalon and he's like trying to get his duels against Ascalon, and like that one scene where he goes to a village, raids the village, and a woman like is picking fleas out of his hair. You remember that?
The family, like but in that,
and he was like, "Y'all need to
protect
leave."
them and stuff. Yeah,
he didn't really try.
Yeah, he was trying to like tell them like they couldn't be there. Like that was his way, the best way he knew how.
That is the best way he knew how. It's like the Itachi thing. It's like you could do more, and you know you could do more. You could have just been like, "Yo, we're actual Vikings, and you need to leave." Don't tell nobody else, because if you tell anybody else, I'm up in it. But like you and your like granddaughter needs to go.
I feel like that he tried. I like the efforts that he tried to protect them too.
Yeah,
he really did. He tried to put up a little fight. It was a little fight, but it was a fight. Like
my favorite moment was when like Thorkel and when Thorkel noticed that Thorfinn was like his nephew. That was like one of my favorite moments, and still was trying to kill bro. Like it wasn't his kin.
Yo, but he liked it. He liked that dude's crazy.
Yeah,
he's crazy.
that was like one of the best fights of like that time.
When he like chopped off the dude's head.
No, when Thorfinn versus Thorkel, like in the snow.
Oh yeah,
when bro kicked him into the air.
He's chasing him around and shit. Yeah.
Or like the first time they fought when he cut off his fingers.
Oh yeah, he was laughing.
Yeah, like that's just bro.
Goodness.
Like Thorkel's probably my favorite character in that show.
Thorkel was okay. At first I felt that way, but I'm starting to feel, because of season 2, the way they're coming into it, I'm starting to feel the prince. Though he's pussy to me the last season.
Yeah, that was his character.
Yeah, but like now, like the way he carried himself, like even when Thorkel was doubting his skills as a king, like nah, he's just a kid. He don't know what the fuck he doing. He went in there and started like telling these niggas like, oh, wherever you want beef, this is what it is. So you ready for that?
You talking about Canute?
Yeah, the prince.
Prince Canute.
The boy.
That was like last episode, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Like last episode when he killed Ascalon because like he had to.
Yeah, and he was like he was negotiating with another person. They were trying to basically run shit, like trying to like steal it from the king. And he is a king.
Yeah, it's King
okay, but I say
that's King Canute. He was king after Ascalon cut off his father's head.
Okay, that's what I figured. That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, I'm not tripping. But yeah, so that guy, I'm not good with the names, but I be keeping up with the show.
I'm horrible at names too. And plus, they're
suck at
Vikings now too.
Yeah, and the way they say it, like I be struggling a little bit.
I hear that. So, did you want to take a drink?
I would love to.
Let's go ahead and try it since we ate.
I'm nervous.
I mean, you like beer?
No.
Me either.
I don't like drinking at all. It tastes nasty. I don't think it's worth it.
You don't like drinking at all?
No, not really.
Why is that?
I've never been a drinker, like ever. Like I've tried a lot of stuff, and I've never been fond of it. On top of it's just the taste.
Kampai.
Okay, so I'm excited. So I'm gonna just do the whole thing. That's nasty.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, that's just drinking though. It got me tearing up a little bit.
Really?
I don't know why. Really?
Yeah, okay, so hear me out. The first time ever watching Devilman Crybaby, that first episode's crazy.
Yeah, monster boobs.
Yeah. Everyone's turning into demons and it's coming out of weird shit.
Right,
and
in the middle
it's
of the
like
club.
a weird orgy demon thing, attack thing, like.
It got me hooked, honestly.
That first episode got me hooked too.
Like the colors, like especially.
They were very bright. I was in a dark room.
And that's why I loved it, because like the art of it is like just, the line work is very thin. The colors are very vibrant.
Yes.
And like the motion of it is just
Crazy. It's like.
Right. Like the way they run is like, Devilman Crybaby running, like every character running is the best animation I've ever seen.
Even old girl, the one that ended up dying, the one he was in love with or whatever.
Yeah, the ones with the boobs were just...
Okay. Not just because her boobs were like the fat. I think she was like a track star or something.
Yeah, she was a track star.
Yeah.
And he lapped her, like hawked her down.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing.
This nigga is crazy with the shit. It's been so long since I watched it. I can't remember. I'm trying to think of like certain specific episodes because I remember the beginning. And then, so when it comes to me like watching anime,
Right.
I'll watch the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? But like, because I'm in it to see how it plays out,
Right.
I literally, after I finish it, I just remember the beginning and maybe one or two favorite parts.
But you remember the ending.
Yes.
And that ending was amazing. That was an amazing ending. You ain't like the ending?
I did not like the ending.
Okay, so for me, I don't like the regular typical ending. Like most stories end.
Yeah. On that part, it gets
Like it was like you didn't. No one expected the story to like just go downhill so bad. Like
so bad.
It was just a horrible downhill moment. It's like, okay, this character dies. This character dies. Same episode. All right.
Everyone's dying.
Right.
Everyone died.
And like by episode 10.
For dude to be left alone at the end is what was the craziest to me.
Yeah.
And
I was kind of sad. And like he was supposed to be the villain, but I felt like kind of
he deserved what he got.
Oh no, for sure. But like,
not that everyone else deserved to die or anything.
Oh no, nah. Homegirl that was on the pikes.
You talking about the one that dude is crushing on, right?
Yeah, the one that was like he lived with their family. Mm-hmm. She was like the most wholesome character.
I wasn't expecting her to die. You always know how you kind of like try to assume how this stuff is gonna play out.
Yeah, like the first episode, I didn't see that happening.
Yeah,
nah. But the worst one was like her brother.
Yeah,
you remember how her brother died?
No, I don't. But I remember him dying.
Yeah, he got turned into a demon.
Oh. Yeah,
like I think it was like episode like 8 or something. I think that was like the catalyst. Like when everything started going downhill. Like when not Lucifer, whoever the fuck Lucifer is, I forgot his name. But when he went on the air and everything started like to go panicking and stuff, he was one of the people that turned into a demon. And then, what's his name? Akira?
I can't remember this right now.
Yeah, I can't remember their names, but like the show was just so fucking good.
The show was really good.
Really fucking good.
When I remember like I don't remember her brother died. I don't remember him becoming a demon.
Yeah.
One of the main people I remember from that show was that one demon who was in love with the dude, the demon that other dude was possessed with.
Yeah.
So like when she tried to like come after him, like
she was creepy.
She was crazy.
She's a stalker, yo.
I thought she was like. She was
nah, cause she had other homie that was following her around through like hell, and then bro,
she's in love.
Bro wholesomely like sacrificed himself to essentially just become a part of her and make her stronger. That won't creepy.
It was very creepy, but like it just seems like she's a demon. She's clearly running shit, and she's running shit.
I guess she running shit.
She in her world she was.
I don't know.
She was crazy though. She's crazy as fuck. When they first introduced her, that episode was wicked. That shit was wild, very vivid. But in that exact moment, I was like, I think I fuck with her.
So do you relate to her in a way?
No, not at all.
What's one anime character you do relate to?
Who's an anime character I relate to? Have you seen Comey Can't Communicate?
Yes.
Okay.
The shy girl? Comey?
I used to be like that. I
was a nerd for real. Hold up. She used to not talk. Really?
I had this one stage in my life. I had went through some things, and for a while, like I just couldn't find the words to anything, and so I just didn't talk.
Bro was really cool though. Like, bro, that was like really trying his hardest to become her friend.
Yeah, I fuck with him.
I didn't finish the show, but like the first 3 episodes, bro is like
he's
the
cool
sweet.
shit.
He needs to be protected.
He needs to be. He needs his own like everything. He needs like a TV show, an office, and like because the fact that he didn't even have friends for real, like he just knew people, but he didn't really consider anyone his friend.
Right.
And he's like, wait a minute, I'm about to help her get friends, but I don't even know how to do that. But it ended up working out beautifully for the both of them. They like each other.
You like wholesome characters, I think.
You said wholesome characters?
Yeah,
I do.
Like Boji-san. You love, like, everyone loves Boji.
That nigga Boji is crazy. I love that guy.
Boji is like the best little dude in the world. Like, if turning the other cheek was a person, it's Boji.
He sets an example. He inspires me.
I literally want to be like more like Boji.
He loves unconditionally.
He does.
And it is so rare to find love like that. And I like the way, like, even when he knew his brother was, like, with some demon, like, some, like, just, like, oh, this nigga fucked up. He didn't give up on him. He didn't, he just was like, nah, I still got love for you. I'm not here to hurt you. I want to be here for you.
He really didn't give up on nobody, honestly.
No one.
Like, he tried his best to,
even
like, rectify everyone's other...
They took his crown. When they took his crown, he just, like... Oh my God, I felt...
He sit and cried by himself.
And then he got back up and was like, nah, I got
literally.
This. Yo,
I
love that guy.
He's awesome.
His shadow is amazing. Not the shadow. It's not his shadow.
It's
but
not.
like,
It's his best friend.
Yeah.
I'm trying. It's Kage.
I think so. I don't remember. I don't know the names. I only know Boji because Kage is always saying his name.
Mm-hmm. So Kage. Kage's real as hell.
Yo, he the real stuff of him. That nigga be running out. I need more friends like him.
Yeah. Kage cares so much. And like, even if you think like oh, Kage's not really there for you. Kage was in his backpack the whole time.
The whole time.
Like, really looking out.
I knew he never, I knew it. Like, even when he came out, I was so excited. I was like, I fucking knew it. Because it just was no way.
Like, there's not many real niggas like Kage out there.
Yeah. And then even with him, he didn't have anyone. He was a thief at first. The way he originally
his
started.
His backstory was horrible.
Terrible.
Like, I cried a little
when
bit.
they both were close to death or whatever the fuck that little whatever was, when they seen their moms and stuff on the other side. And he's just like, he wanted to go so bad, but he couldn't leave Boji.
When Kage's mom died, and you just hear him crying.
Yeah, he's by himself.
The Kage wasn't by himself.
Yes,
Remember that little girl had saved Kage.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Kage's mom had, like, brought him out to the fields or whatever, and, like, those horsemen were behind her.
I know what you're talking about.
And then they walked
because
past.
they were like the kings or something like that, like bodyguards until they weren't.
And like they walked past with Kage's mom just on a sword or like a spear or something. And
that was oof. Oh my god.
Yeah, he just saw all that through the bear
Yeah.
and had to like cry inside the bear, and the little girl was like, like trying to cry over, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That show, yeah.
It gets dark, but it's such a great show.
It's a great show. It's a lot of beautiful examples of just unconditional love in there. Very inspirational. I love how like it encourages to never give up. Even when it was like the two of them versus all those knights and stuff like that.
Right.
It wasn't who fought all those. It wasn't them. It was was it? No, it wasn't because that's when he first come out with the sword skill.
His tiny sword.
Yeah, when he like chopping rocks and shit. It came out. He's like, whoa, who is this?
But he been nice though, and everyone knew he was nice. But like the moment that pissed me off was when they told him not to dodge anymore.
Oh yeah, they were
against his brother.
Yeah, because they felt bad or whatever, and it wasn't like hitting and shit. They didn't like how like his fighting style was different. That
was so fucking stupid. It was like you need to take your opponent head on. It's like this motherfucker is at your shin.
Yo, when I first seen that shit, cause like I'm thinking his brother was gonna like bully him, like on some disrespectful shit. But now that nigga said ching 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 ching.
Like
ching. And they, like it was nothing though.
It was like so simplistic, and like that art style, like you didn't expect the action to be so good.
Yeah.
Like,
even like towards like when he started fighting like that one dude, he kept coming back to life. That challenge for him, that shit was crazy. Or but when his brother, you know, his dad, who possessed him? Was it his father? Like I can't remember right now.
So his father was possessed by the demon, right? The demon dies. Well, no, the father dies, but then comes back to life. I don't fell asleep on that shit.
Yeah, but he possessed his own son when he came. No, yeah, because he had the hammer.
Oh, when he possessed the oldest, not the oldest, the younger.
The gold head one.
Yeah, he's a younger brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. He a bitch.
Yeah,
I don't fuck with bro.
Yeah. I only fucked with him when he was in the dark room trying to help Shorty or whatever. Because he's just a misguided, you know, spoiled brat.
He did all that for a woman that he didn't even really know. That was manipulating him.
She wasn't manipulating him. That was her like, you know, her child. What is it? Your kid, whatever, trapped inside. She was trapped, like her
inside the mirror, right?
Yeah. Her inner child. That part of her that made her human, gave her emotions, all that stuff was trapped.
Bro got manipulated by a mirror, bro. Like
that mirror, she was bad like that. But everyone had their own trauma. Everyone had their own problems and stuff. Everyone had their own mission or goal or like intention, and all of it revolved around love.
That's true.
Except for the son, he just was greedy as fuck, and his mother did. But that wasn't his fault because his mother was the one who encouraged all that until she wanted to start being good or whatever. His mother was like bitchy.
I didn't like how many times people switched up in the show, honestly.
Yeah, but it just goes to show that everyone's human.
Yeah, it was a very human show. Mm-hmm. It was very like, honestly, no. Boji is beyond human. Like his patience and like his amount of like care is like beyond human.
And that's why he deserved to be the king.
That is true. But I mean, like even from like childbirth and him just learning to read lips and like on his own, and then knowing what everyone else is saying about him, and he just doesn't let anyone know that he knows. He
seems to be very humble, very unbothered. I'm trying to get more like Boji.
Exactly. I had a thing where I was like saying living like Boji for like a little bit. Like literally right after the show aired, I was like living like Boji.
I love that. I'm gonna steal that.
Living like Boji is like, I don't know, bro. He's just so kind hearted.
Yeah.
And like he tries his hardest all the time. No matter what he's doing. And like that's kind of inspirational.
His best when he had took out the dudes in the bar. What? Yeah, Boji's like that.
Do you think Avatar is an anime?
Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
I do consider that to be an anime.
Why?
Because like it's just the one for starters, I understand like the art style, etc.
Right.
And I know it's in English or whatever, but just even like the type of like the way that you know how most animes are like set up, like just the way that they're.
It is a very shonen built like show. So
yeah, and honestly, I know that there's cartoons and then there's anime, but nah.
There's no separation, honestly. The root word is anime, like animation.
So
you don't so what's not name a show that's not an anime but it's cartoon?
SpongeBob.
That's an anime. I swear it's an anime. I'm gonna show you a fucking it's a YouTube video that like a creator just made based off of like SpongeBob.
Okay.
That's an anime.
Amazing World Gumball.
That's definitely an anime. What?
It's not a cartoon to you?
That's not a cartoon at all. They literally throw Kamehameha.
So when I think cartoons, I think that like it's like supposed to be almost like kid-like.
I mean, cartoons and anime are one and the same.
In a way.
I mean, think about like Hello Kitty. That's an anime.
Hello Kitty is.
That's an anime. It's literally straight out of Japan. Like,
let's agree to disagree.
Okay.
Because I understand your point, and it's very valid. Before I got into watching anime, I used to feel the same way.
Yeah.
But when it just comes to sitting down and choosing a cartoon or an anime, it's a huge. Even Netflix and most TV streams, they just know to separate the two. Like, so I feel like there is a.
But you view Boondocks as an anime.
Yes.
Why? Like, if Boondocks is not just adult cartoons.
Okay, so I'm convinced that anything most adult cartoons are animes to me.
Family Guy. I'm not gonna lie, Chicken versus Peter Griffin is a good anime fight.
That is a good anime fight. Family is crazy because just now I was thinking Family Guy. I was like, damn, would that be in an anime or a cartoon? And I was like, fuck, because that's an adult. Like, as soon as I said it, that was the first thing that came to mind. That and American Dad, I was like, shit.
I mean,
yeah.
I just think the line between cartoons and anime isn't really it's not even a line.
I think there's a line that's just really thin.
I just think people made up a line.
I feel like even if the line is made up, it should be respected because at the end of the day, I personally wouldn't categorize certain cartoons with animes.
I don't know. The Powerpuff Girls is kind of close to an anime.
Powerpuff Girls could be an anime.
Danny Phantom?
Anime.
That's an anime. What else? Let me think. What was that robot one? My Teenage Robot? That's an anime.
The blue robot?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely anime.
Okay.
Invader Zim is kind of anime.
Anime, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like...
Okay, I'm telling you, it's just like... Damn, this is a really... Because, like, when you sit down and really think about it...
Oh, you're in the mic?
When you sit down and really think about it, I'm thinking, like, it just makes me... I'm trying to think, like, who convinced me...
Right.
There was a difference in the first place. And what was that argument? Because I've stood on it ever since and I can't even, like right now, like not argument, but like my reason, it seems invalid now.
I just don't, I just feel like people just make a line and like try to make tribalism anyway. Like I hate tribalism, like as a concept. Tribalism. Say you have a sports team, right? You don't like my sports team. Basic tribalism. Okay. Like, I don't like it. I think, like, it's the most pointless thing humans have ever done. Like, creating nations is kind of stupid. Yeah. Like, I understand, like, having governing bodies, but having a nation is kind of, like, it's kind of stupid. Like, what's the point of, like, a you versus me when we're both trying to just survive?
Dividing of unnecessary.
It's just unnecessary division between like species. Like we're both just human. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like we could fight over the water, or we could try to purify the water.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we both just try to get more water together? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Why fight over it? Why purify it when you just get more?
Like, people just like to make lines in between shit. Like, of course, humans are going to have conflict regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's unnecessary conflict, you know what I'm saying? Like, like unnecessary tribalism. Like
wasting energy.
Yeah, it's a waste of energy. Like, I don't give a fuck if the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl.
It just complicates things as well.
Right. It's like,
I still feel like there should be a line with animation and cartoons, though.
Crazy.
The points you're making are all very valid.
I mean, it's the same style of creating an art form. That's like saying a drawing and a painting are fundamentally different. They're not. They're not fundamentally different.
They're not fundamentally different, but they're different.
They're different, but they're not like, they're the same thing. It's just art. Like, if we like encompass everything.
Everything's art.
Like TV shows, like an anime and cartoon. Why can't it just be a TV show? Really stomped them a little bit.
I feel like when it comes to being a cartoon, like your job as the cartoon is either to simply. Well, all TV shows should have some form of education in there, or something where you can learn a little bit of something in there. Everything. Even
okay,
if it's
what you learned
small.
from the Boondocks?
I learned from the Boondocks, code switching, nigga moments. These are all real things that people experience, but just never knew what to,
I mean, I know. Like, you talking your shit, I get it, but like, I mean, yeah, like, okay. Code switching is definitely a thing, because my job is to code switch. Like, I have to talk on the phone to, like, customer service and shit.
I completely understand.
So it's like, oh, hey, how you doing?
I overstand.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
I stole that from someone recently.
Wait, that's a new
I stole
thing?
that from someone. I just, one of my friends, Chris, shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris.
Yes. He's a photographer, local photographer, check him out. But yes, he does this thing where I'll say something. I'm like, you get it? You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah. I overstand.
That's kind of hard.
Right.
Like, that's kind of like, I mean, it's like, you're not, under is a very derogatory word. I mean, it's like, it's unnecessary derogatory. Like, I overstand. I'm not going to steal that, Chris. I'm going to let y'all have that. But it's swaggy.
I stole it.
It's swaggy, though.
It is swaggy. That shit fires. It's authentic.
So, you watched Magi.
I have watched Magi.
And you watched Sinbad.
I have watched Sinbad.
Which one do you prefer?
Sinbad.
Why? You like Sinbad. Sinbad is, I think.
Sinbad's sexy as fuck. I think Sinbad is tough as a bitch. I think he's cool as shit, because, like, even where he comes from and how he gets into who he becomes, he just running shit. He's like, look, I said I was going to do this.
You fuck with, like, the hustler mindset.
Yeah, I do. I love it.
I get that.
Picasso.
He did build that shit.
He really did.
Bro made his own nation from scratch.
And became damn near a god from doing all that. Damn near.
Bro got every fucking, what's that shit called? Every artifact he could get.
But he's not like a god. He just has the power of gods in a way.
I mean, that's true.
But, you know.
I mean, can't nobody really step to bro.
In the show.
In the show, can't nobody step. Like, in the verse.
Magi could. I feel like Magi could be.
I don't think he touched
Magi is extreme, but he's a, what's it called?
He's
a.
I think it's called Magi.
I think
I think he's just a Magi.
He's a Magi. I always forgot. But no, like, even with that power, like, I feel like even, you know, mind you, he's still growing. And Magis are actually, are they supposed to be considered gods? Like, actual gods?
He's from a different dimension or some shit.
This guy needed tools, you know. He needed a Sinbad. He's that nigga. Don't get me wrong. I fuck with Sinbad, you know.
But, like, his whole, like, every one of his crew is like that. Like, everyone he keep around him is like that. Yeah. He's like, okay, I'm gonna recruit you. I'm gonna recruit you, and you're all gonna, like, protect. We're gonna build a nation together, and we're just gonna protect it together.
Yeah, facts.
That's hard as shit.
But I still feel like if, like, someone were to challenge him, Magi most definitely has a chance.
Who he gonna call? Alibaba?
He don't need help.
Yes, he do.
No, he don't.
What he gonna sit there and charge up?
Yeah.
Sinbad about to lightning him from like across the room.
Saved the whole freaking kingdom, like community.
Multiple times.
Yes.
Multiple times.
And Sinbad, you know, he can't do shit without his powers and his friends. Respectfully, but facts.
I mean,
Maggie's been Dolo Solo since birth.
That's not true. Yeah, Hugo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that blue bro.
But
that's
wait,
a.
he don't need no backup with that guy.
Yes, he do.
No, he don't.
First of all, Hugo got bodied 3 times or some shit.
But that's only because, like, he don't. One for start, he ain't got a head, so like, you know that part, and then the other part, like, where he's just like, I don't know, like he's blue. The blue ones, they're very powerful in that show. I remember that.
I thought you were about to say something else. I thought, okay, anyway.
What you thought about to say?
I thought you were about to say like the blue ones are like always the like sexiest ones.
No, they don't know. But the females, yeah.
Who's a blue sexy person to
The
you?
blue what'd you say?
What's a blue sexy person to you?
The blue so like, well, when I think blue sexy person, I think a blue sexy person, and there's like the big giant, like she was like a she came out the little bottle too. Not Jeannie. Jeannie. Is it Jeannie?
Is it Jen maybe?
Yeah, one of those. But she had. I remember at one point that she's just really gorgeous. She's blue, and she was basically giving him advice.
They said Hugo was like that too. They said like Hugo was like mad handsome or whatever. Yeah, you ain't see that part.
I remember
sound like I'm crushing on
the bangs and shit. At one
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
When he was like, they had like a flashback of them face to face and talking to each other.
Yeah.
Man, I wish they could have like actually talked in the show.
I could have swore that they put like I could have between Sinbad and Manga. I could have swore there was like a point in which like one of those shows gave the breakdown of who some of those people were prior to.
Honestly, I have not watched either one of those series since like maybe 2014 or something.
I haven't watched this since like a good maybe 2020.
What's like what's the last one you finished?
I watched Sinbad last.
You watched Sinbad last? No, like the last anime like you finished like.
Finished?
Yeah.
It was well shit.
Can't be Vinland Saga.
Komi. I think it was Komi Can't Communicate. I think that was like the last one that I finished like all the way through. Spy Family, you know, they be adding more episodes.
Yeah,
so.
it's ongoing.
Yeah. But that's something I've been watching.
It is really good.
Before they started, I don't know if they dropped any new episodes of. I don't have Crunchyroll anymore. I stopped paying for it, but I can't watch well, I could if I, want to.
You could always just pirate it.
Pirate it.
Yeah.
What is that?
And you need like a website?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that. So I do have a website. That's what I was just about to say. But I haven't even tried to watch it. I
got a good one if you need it.
I'll most definitely get that off you
I got
at the end of this. But I've been reading more recently.
What are you reading?
You said what about reading? Yeah. It's not like...
It's not a manga. You read novels and stuff?
Yeah.
Why are you excited about these novels?
I love them. I'm reading like 3 different books right now. So right now, the book that I'm almost done with, I have intentions to finish it tomorrow morning. But I read a lot. But it's called Pussy Prayers. And it tests. Yes, it gets into feminine energy.
You love pussy prayers.
We love pussy prayers. Pussy prayers is basically how you should treat your body, your pussy, your stuff as a woman. It gets
Speak
into
about it.
Yes, it gets into womanhood, and it just breaks down like what makes a woman. But it's open to like if you're trans or transitioning, anything like that. But the book is very real. Don't take everything personal because it's just a book. But with that being said, there are parts of the book where like this is one chapter is like before you continue, if you don't basically saying if you don't have a penis, this is not gonna apply. I mean, if you don't have a vagina, this is not gonna align with you. But stay tuned for the rest of the book.
Yeah, I try to stay out of women's business. Yeah, it's really just not my place because I really just don't know what that's like. Like I can view it from the outside, of course. I mean, I have like my sisters and I have my mother and my grandmother who raised me, but I don't really know what that's like or like what that pressure like is in the world.
Vice versa, I wouldn't know what that's like for a man in the world.
And then there's humans that feel like somewhere in between all that or transitioning from one to the other. And I have no clue what that's like either. So, I mean, We just appreciate everyone.
everyone.
Oh shit! Hit it twice. But yeah. So, okay, you watch Haikyuu.
Haikyuu?
Yeah, that's the volleyball one that you put down.
Yes, I love that.
With the crows and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Who's your favorite character?
The orange head.
Hinata?
Yes.
Okay. So
him, if not him, then his like right hand man.
No.
If not him, the guy that's like he keeps the ball from hitting the ground. He doesn't have.
Thunder Roll.
Yeah, the way he's small, but like he be coming in, he be holding his team down. He's like, I don't want you to worry about shit. Just know this ball's not hitting the ground. So
he's solid though,
yeah,
and he mean that when he
really
say it. He be trying his hardest.
I like his energy.
You know who I really like? Who I feel is like underrated? Who? The third the upperclassman, he got the ponytail on, and he just be like smacking the shit out the ball, but like from like half court. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm also not finished with that. I'm not finished with that.
Oh, never mind.
I just started watching. So I was looking for inspiration, and I was put onto that that anime, the basketball one, and
Kuroko
then
no Basket.
Yeah, I haven't watched the basketball one yet. I was gonna finish the volleyball one first.
It's just as good.
I hear. And then Blue Period. I love Blue Period.
I haven't yet to like really get into Blue Period, but I know what it's about. It's about like the guy that's like a painter or whatever. He just got into painting.
All artists.
You think so?
Yeah, I recommend it all.
You finished
art.
it?
I did.
What was it about? Tell me about it.
So
I don't care if you spoil it for me. I'll watch it anyway.
I'm not gonna spoil too much, but I can give you the basic breakdown. It's about this young man who basically like never took art serious, but you know he's always just had an eye for it. And long story short, he finds inspiration, and he just goes for it. You know, no clue, no idea of how it's gonna play out for him. He couldn't afford school. Like even his mother was like, you know, I can't pay for that shit. He's like, look, we're gonna figure this out. You know, like
yeah. So just an artist, like that's most art people, honestly. Like every artist I've ever talked to, it's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just wanting to figure it out.
Exactly.
I was like, all right. Even when you start like a piece, for me personally, I never know what I'm about to do on a piece unless like an epiphany just came to me. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do that.
But my best ideas come to me in the shower.
Facts. Yeah. Like, you know what I thought of? I feel like I need like a whiteboard in my bathroom.
Every billionaire owns a whiteboard.
I own 3. I'm not a billionaire yet. So.
Hey, but it just goes to show that you're on the right path.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I need to put one in my bathroom because as soon as the water turns on, clockwork. Like it's.
And be like that.
And then when I get out, it just stops and I'm pissed. Maybe it's because like running water.
I don't know. I think it's just the flow, the fact that you're in a state of mind where you know you don't have to think about anything. Notice that when you try not to think, that's when you start to think more. That's what a lot of people struggle with meditation, etc.
You meditate?
I do.
Like Aang, do you meditate? Do you ever feel like you've gone to like an avatar state?
In a way, yes, actually.
What was that like?
I learned how to meditate from Bob's Burgers.
Nice.
Yeah, one of my favorite animations.
That's an anime.
It's a cartoon.
Nah.
But I love it.
They're all neurodivergent.
And it's crazy because I was saying earlier how like all the adult shows, like all the adult cartoons, but no, I consider that a cartoon.
That's an anime, bro. Futurama is definitely anime.
Futurama was definitely anime.
Oh my god. So how is Bob's Burgers a cartoon?
Because it's not the same. It's no real live action, nothing crazy. It's just a bunch of funny educational things.
Okay.
It's like low-key educational, but always funny.
So your line for like anime or cartoon is action based.
Yes.
Cap.
In a way.
You said Comey can't communicate.
It is most definitely anime.
It's definitely anime. No,
because of
not one person swap a hand.
But even the way that they express themselves in the show is way more dramatic than it would a regular cartoon.
Okay. I see what you're saying with that. I'm trying to think of like a cartoon that's like mad expressive.
Cartoon is mad expressive.
I can't think of one. Like
Courage the Cowardly Dog is a cartoon that's very expressive.
Courage scarred me as a kid.
It's crazy. So I guess it's not action based. Because that's most definitely cartoon.
Maybe it's just a stylization that you have.
Yeah, I think it's just me personally, my own perspective.
Yeah.
At this point,
I mean, I'm always going to argue that like any animation is just anime or a cartoon in one and the same. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
For sure. You know what? I have like a recommendation for you.
Okay.
You ever heard of Kotaro Lives Alone?
I don't think so.
It's on Netflix. It's about like this little boy. Essentially, he literally like lives alone. Like he's alone in an apartment, but like they tell you why he's alone in the apartment, and like the community just like surrounds Kotaro and like make sure that he's okay. Like his next door neighbor is like kind of like a big brother figure for him. And like if you like Comey Can't Communicate, and if you like Spy Family, I feel like you like Kotaro.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, like it's like really wholesome. It's like
He says on Netflix.
yeah,
Okay.
it's literally just right up there. Like every time I like log on to Netflix, it's all just like right there. Another one I feel like you would like is Death Parade.
Death Parade. What's that about?
Death Parade is about so this one's kind of hard to explain. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
So there's Shinigamis, right?
Okay.
That judge human souls based off of how they interact with each other in a room. Or like they have like their own like judgment test or whatever. But the one that we follow it's only been one season. So the one that we follow throughout that season, essentially he just brings it up to a game. Okay. So like they play games together. And first episode, there's this couple, right? And they're bowling. Like the game that they play for like the sake of their soul, of like if they're going to go from heaven or hell or purgatory, whatever.
Just regular bowling.
Just bowling. No, it's not regular bowling. They're or was it darts? I think it was darts. So they're playing darts and they throw the dart at the board, and whatever that dart hits hurts the other person. So if the dart hits like the spot where your liver is, like on the board because like it's broken down, if it hits the liver, then you hurt in the liver. So like they end up fighting back and forth playing darts. And so like that Shinigami has to choose on which one goes to hell or heaven in that one game.
That shit sounds crazy as fuck.
It's pretty crazy.
I wouldn't want my life to be determined from games like that. And then even the fact that I wouldn't want my life to be determined from a game. That sounds scary, especially since I'm not the best at games. I'm not even that much of a competitive person. I'm always like a cheer on everyone else type of person.
I mean, that probably get you into heaven then, in the show. Like the way they break it down, it's not really about if you win or not. It's about like how you conduct yourself, essentially.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. Excuse me. Yeah, it's a pretty great show. I'm trying to think. We never even talked about Avatar. You were supposed to tell me your favorite.
Something about Blue Period and not finishing.
Yeah.
Avatar though, I do fuck with Avatar. What about Avatar was I supposed to be?
I was supposed to ask you like your favorite character from Avatar. Toph. Toph is the hardest character. Even in Korra, she's the hardest.
I recently read like this thing on her. Like I would have thought that it was a documentary or something, but
a thing. Yeah,
it was like this. Like they gave us a breakdown of what her, her abilities, how like it stems from real like it's an actual thing like that is practiced in wherever. I don't want to say the wrong thing and sound racist. So,
are you talking about the stances that they take?
The stances, those were real stances. Those
right.
Like her fighting style was like a real fighting style.
Yeah, they got it from Kung Fu.
Yes.
And so Earthbenders start in horse riding stance.
Yeah.
So it's when like you spread your legs. I ain't about to do all that. Okay. But you spread your legs and you squat kind of in your stance and you make your base as strong as possible. Horse riding stance, essentially. Kind of like, imagine sumo wrestlers.
Yeah.
But like kind of upright. But yeah, all of it, like they base all of that off of like Asian culture. Like the Water Nation is supposed to be like Pacific Islanders in a way.
Yeah. It's all like a lot of the stuff from that show is based off of facts. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought it was super dope how even like with Tough, like I know you were saying how the fighting style that she has, but like with her being blind and stuff, how she's just so powerful.
All right, and she was the strongest Earthbender to ever live.
Facts. And then the fact that she was the one who started metal bending and all that stuff.
All right.
Like, yeah, it's tough.
Her daughters are like that, though. You ever watch Korra?
Yeah, her daughter's all right. Her daughter, I didn't like her at first because she's just, like, so extra grumpy. But that's how Toph was at first. So, and then, I don't know.
Toph kind of stayed grumpy, though.
Yeah, but she was, like, a cute grumpy. It wasn't, like...
It's just because she's short.
No. I mean, like... you could feel the love kind of grumpy. And her daughter's that way too, but it just takes a while to get to that point. At first, she's just an asshole.
Like, you talking about the one that was the police officer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really like her all too much either. And she was cool, but, like, Toph is literally my favorite character besides, like, Appa. When Appa got kidnapped.
My heart. I think I cried.
Oh, I did cry. My whole family cried. Like, my sister loves Avatar. And they got my sister.
They dragged that on for days. I used to have to, not have to, but when I was younger, I used to enjoy it. I used to watch it with my family. Like, my godmother, she'll record it, like, the episodes. And, like, at the end of the week, we'll all come together and, like, watch it and stuff.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I used to love watching it, show it with them. But, no, I remember, like, when they dragged the episodes, it's like 3-4 episodes where they're trying to look for Appa.
Oh, that was a whole season.
Yeah. I remember it being a whole season because I remember, like, at one point, Appa was looking for them, and he ended up getting that's when he got captured, and then he went, and then when Aang, he had first tapped in, but then he lost his ability at one point because what's his name, Zuko?
No,
Zuko's
not Zuko.
his sister.
I know. Dang, why did this leave me? I had it.
She's so
it's
evil.
A Z.
It's so, I hear they're actually dropping another Avatar.
They are.
I'm not ready for the sister because I remember her just being. I thought it was like a show. I thought they were dropping another whole series.
No, they're dropping a series about when they're older. Oh, it's Azula. Azula's the sister.
Yes.
So they're dropping another series about when they're older, and because they kept on with the comics, like they made like a whole comic book after the show. They're gonna drop a movie about the comics of when they're all adults, and like Zuko's leading the Fire Nation. Aang is the Avatar. Sokka's like a general type shit, and like they're trying to build the world like as we see it in Korra, essentially. So I think that's the movie. I never read the comic books, but like I'm excited for it. Nah, I'm gonna wait till that movie because like if I waited so long, I might as well.
I was definitely wait, but it does make me like it draws me to the comic books now.
You ever like watch Demon Slayer?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a sister, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got all the way into the season where they like the last episode I like remember watching. Like I don't know if I've seen any episodes after. I probably have, but the last one I remember sitting down like really like in tuned. Is when they were trying to prove that the sister wasn't a bad demon. Oh. And so like she's there, her and her brother, they're there at this place where all the people who protect are at, and basically like. They're bullying his sister, but she's not reacting the way that they thought she was.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Okay, so I can't spoil anything past that moment. So you meet all the Hashiras. Oh, that's not even why I asked that question. Why did I ask that question? Because for me, okay, so the second season of Demon Slayer didn't come out before the movie did.
The movie where dude died?
The
orange hair guy. Yeah, I was so mad because the demon got away. That shit was fucked up.
Wait, so how you watched the movie without finishing the season?
Okay, so at one point in my life, I had like 6 roommates, and I have 12 brothers, and so
12 brothers is crazy.
They're not all blood. I moved around a lot as a child. But long story short, I've seen everyone around me watches the anime, and so if I go to a friend's crib and they're watching it, I'm never the type. Occasionally if it's something that I'm really into, I would please turn it off. Right. But like nah, like if someone's watching something, I'll just watch it with them, and I'll just keep it in mind. I don't mind spoilers. Cause I'm not huge on surprises anyway. Right. But I don't mind a surprise, you know. So
everyone loves a surprise.
I don't really like them that much.
You don't. Yeah, no, I mean,
because I hate it when it's like supposed to be a surprise, but now I'm disappointed. And I'm a very hard to please. I wouldn't say I'm hard to please, but I'm not easily pleased. Not hard to please, but not easily pleased. It's not the same.
I mean, if we want to argue semantics, then okay.
Yeah, I know that you were saying you don't like that. It complicates things, but no, it's always. I feel like there's always that middle ground.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah.
If you had powers, right? Do you think you'd be more of a hero or a villain? And what would those powers be if you could choose?
Okay. So do I have to be like a good villain or bad villain? I'll probably be
You can be whatever type of villain you want to be.
So if my life's already a movie, you know, and I'm already, you know, sunlight, you know. But If I had superpowers, if we're being transparent, I'd probably be a villain.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about people. Fuck, I look like try to save the world. I don't give a fuck about.
You heard her.
Yes, respectfully, I love it. I'm always show love. You know, I'm a genuine person, but fuck these folk. And so like. When it comes to be like a villain, most times villains are seen as villains because they're people who just don't give a fuck. They do their own thing, and they're usually hated on for that. Yeah. I know it's not an anime, but nah, he's not a good villain. He's a terrible villain. I don't know why I like him so much, but the Joker,
horrible villain, honestly.
Okay. But like, no buts. He's a terrible villain. Anyways, my point is, if I was a villain, my superpowers would probably be reading minds. With that ability, I feel like I could survive any situation. The reason why, hear me out.
Okay.
Mind you, someone's plotting on killing me. I know because I can hear it. If someone's like basically has any just negative, evil intention towards me, I can hear it before it happens. I always told myself as a kid, my real power would be the ability to be able to do whatever I want when I want. I know that's not a fair superpower.
It's definitely not.
It's an awesome superpower. But that also
is an anime though, so I mean, you can't really say that's not a power.
Yeah, what's her name from Seven Deadly Sins? The one with the affinity power of affinity. They call her powers lots. Like there were a bunch of episodes where they're like, "Oh, your powers are fucking cheat. What the fuck?" Yeah.
Merlin.
Yes.
Oh, I love Merlin.
She could do anything. She's like anything, literally whatever she thinks of. She can literally just make happen.
Did you finish Seven Deadly Sins?
I don't know. I remember, so it's been so long since I've watched it. I remember the ending, you know, his dad dying, or him killing his dad, and, you know, him and his brother, his brother was supposed to go, his brother ended up getting hurt, but they didn't show if he died or not, but his girl, you know, he helped his girl get out, like, you know, he kept his word.
The vampire.
Yeah, she went looking for him, so I got, you know, clearly to that point, I got to the point where.
You're pretty close to the end.
Yeah. I can't remember if I've seen the end or not. I'm pretty sure I did because I haven't been watching it.
Do you know what happened to Escanor?
So no, I have not. I love Escanor. If I had to compare myself to a character, it would most definitely probably be between Merlin and Escanor. A lot of my friends compare me to Escanor.
What's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
You're a Taurus? That's crazy. I didn't even think that. All right.
What sign did you think I was?
Leo.
Oh, because the leader energy.
No, I just thought like Escanor, she talks her shit and she goes by sunlight.
Yeah.
It's pretty Leo energy, honestly.
So when I think Leos, I think leaders. I think powerful. I think gods, goddesses. Oh, are you a Leo? Leo?
Perhaps.
Oh, okay. Nah, I do fuck with Leos. My shout out to my girl Harm Creations. Okay, I know hers. Harm's Galaxies. Check her out. You know, I'm wearing some of her creations right now, as you can see. But yeah, so she's a Leo. She's my fave. And so, oh my God, she inspires me in so many different ways. And I don't know, she was definitely she made me fuck with Leos. Some Leos, because there's other Leos out there that's just a little too much. They got a little too much dip on their chip. Yeah, you know.
I mean, you're not lying. Like,
it be towards too, because I be having to tell myself to chill sometimes. I'm stubborn.
God,
I'm stubborn. Bro. So like, I can get to my head sometimes, but when I get to my head, it's because I chose to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I chose to. I know exactly. You know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not nigga.
She's definitely a Taurus. Yeah. I love Tauruses, but y'all are scary sometimes.
I hear. It's okay. We're amazing.
See, this is why I thought you were a Leo. Let's think. Where are we even at? We're talking about Escanor, right? So, don't want to spoil that for you because that's one of the greatest moments in the whole show.
When he almost dies, right? Like when he fights that one guy, it's like a big like explosion. No, I think that. No, don't spoil it because I don't know. I remember at one point watching towards the end. I was like so out of the show by then because when first started, it took forever to finally drop that last season, and when they finally did, it felt like it was mostly fuller. And then when they finally got to the point where they finally gave us a big reveal, it was clear there's more gonna happen. Yeah. But it was taking way too long for it to be like the last few episodes.
No, there's a new series for it, right?
What?
Yeah, you know how like Arthur was like the child of prophecy or something.
Yeah.
So Arthur has like his own like, not really a series. Actually, I think he has like
Arthur died.
Nah. Arthur alive.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, he has, like, his own version, like, the 7 deadly sins under him.
Because
like,
Merlin was protecting him and stuff, right?
Yeah. And then Merlin
I don't
ends
know why I
up...
thought he died.
Maybe the chaos thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, there was, like, a moment where, like, the dragon sin. What's it? Meliodas. Meliodas' dad.
I love Meliodas.
Everyone loves
I
Meliodas.
love my favorite. Okay, so if I had to have like a crush in that show, it's most definitely Bond. I love Bond. Okay, so if Bond was like a villain, because he's a good villain, I don't know if you consider him a villain.
I mean,
Yeah, I fuck with Bond. Bond is awesome. Bond is amazing. I love the way he loves.
I don't know.
He be.
Homegirl kind of creepy. Like, liking Homegirl's kind of wild.
The fairy?
Yeah, she a little too small.
Too small? I think that's adorable.
But, like,
I like that shit. I think that shit's sexy. First of all, she's powerful as fuck. Like, the way she was able to, like, I can't remember what she did. I just remember this one scene where, like, she's seen him and she started causing a ruckus. She's possessed or something like that, but she started causing a ruckus for her mans.
I prefer King and Diana, actually.
King and Diana.
You don't like King and Diana?
Wait, did you just say, so the size thing, though, like.
No, because you know how she's
too small.
No, you know how she's depicted. She's depicted kind of like.
She's a giant. There's no depicted. She's a giant.
Not Diana. I'm talking about King's sister. Yeah.
She's a fucking goddess. She's a queen.
She looks underage.
She looks underage?
Yeah.
But she's older than Bond.
Yeah.
So because she looks underage.
Yes, I don't like it.
You just don't like the fact that she looks underage.
Yeah, I don't like the writer for doing that. Like, the writer for doing that's kind of, I don't
like
really
sus.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm American. So, like,
okay.
You know, like, their law over there is like the age of consent is like 13.
A lot of places it's
like 14
16.
still, yeah.
Whenever she starts her period type shit.
Yeah, that's disgusting. I don't really.
If I was in one of those places, I probably would have survived. I think that's a little TMI, but I would have survived. I was a late bloomer.
Swag?
Yeah, very late bloomer.
We got eggs for days.
Eggs for days.
What the fuck?
I actually don't want children, but this is like another whole topic.
Yeah, it is a whole topic, but I mean, we love kids. So, over on this side of the couch,
fucking kids. I don't know if you can say that shit when I'm like.
You can say whatever you want. Right?
Not really fuck them kids. Kids
I
are
want
amazing.
10, so yeah, we putting that in the world. I mean, I'm gonna have my 10 kids. We manifesting on Mike.
I wish you the best with that. Beautiful, lots of checks. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the goal. I got 3 whiteboards for a reason.
Okay.
Know what I'm saying?
No, I wouldn't mind having children. If I ever had children, those because my husband, he wants them, and I'm okay with having them as well. Of course, it's not something. When I imagine my future, when I dream my future, I dream myself, traveling, doing whatever I want when I feel like it. With children, that could interfere sometimes.
It definitely does.
And as a tattoo artist, like freelancer, all that stuff, I just never thought about it. I've always imagined myself with a little farm and stuff, and I've thought of a scenario if I had children. Of course, they'd be taken care of. They'll have their own businesses, etc. My husband would be taken care of. We'll all be taken care of.
Do you want a pet cow?
Cow?
Yeah. Every tourist does. I swear to God. I want
more a bear than a cow. If I had to have a pet, like a pet, I would want a pet bear.
Do you know what that bear? Like, what bear do you think you could like have as a pet?
I wouldn't mind a grizzly bear as a pet.
Hey, yo.
But polar bears are really cute
You
too.
chose the most violent ones.
Polar bears are adorable.
No, they're not.
Yeah, but the white fur would be really hard to keep up with, so it probably wouldn't be a best option.
Yeah, from all the blood he has on his mouth.
And the fact that dirt, it's hard to clean out of white fur.
Polar bears are like the most apex of like bear possible, right?
I like that.
You think it's gonna like you?
It's gonna be loyal to me. It's gonna love me.
Oh.
Yes, it would.
A bear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's this one king. His wife had a bear as a pet. There's a few kings and queens who had pet bears, actually.
That's swag, but like, I don't trust. Like, okay, me personally, from what I know about bears, right? Polar bears in particular, their food is very scarce, right? So anything that they see
My polar bear would eat good.
Anything that they see that moves, they will try to eat it. Like penguins, seals, whales.
That's what it's got to do. It's got to do. You know.
I mean, they struggling out there. They definitely struggling for sure. Like, I just, actually, grizzly bears and
They're
polar
adorable.
bears, they're actually mating now.
What?
Yeah. So like, there's a part in like Northern America. I forgot what the part is. There's also Alaskan, like, grizzlies that are mating with polar bears.
These species is gonna.
Oh no, it's already out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're called like the Kodiak bear. Like the Kodiak bears are mating, which is like the biggest grizzly possible. Is a Kodiak grizzly. They're mating with polar bears, and so like now they're making the most dangerous bear humanly possible on Earth.
Sounds adorable.
If you
Everything needs love. And mind you, most of the things that people define as like scary or like big and bad are really just more things that need love. It's crazy because a lot of like animals that a lot of people think are like really, dangerous, they are very emotional animals, but they're actually really good animals. Like for pets.
Emotional and not dangerous do not mix in the same sentence.
So emotional, like as in like what's a small animal that's very? I think frogs. Was it frogs? I can't remember.
I've never known a frog to have emotions.
It's just is it crabs? I think crabs are. I think it's crabs. I know it's some type of water animal sea animal that's very emotional. And I think it's between frogs and crabs. I know crabs most definitely are extremely super emotional. I feel bad for the way they die.
Yeah, I used to kill crabs.
Yeah, my godmother, she's the one who raised me. Shout out to her. She's amazing.
Wrong one. Love you,
Godmother.
Yes. Love you, godmother.
Love you, godmother. Love you, Miss Ann. Anyway, so she's country as fuck. And she used to cook like crabs from like the pot. I remember our neighbors used to like, hey, we got some live crabs. Could you cook them for us? Shit like that.
Yeah.
And so
like soft shells or like hard.
Females and males. I don't know too much. I'm allergic to shellfish.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just remember our neighbors always bringing like alive, like crabs still alive, like, and they'd be the big jokes. My godmother just be sitting there putting them in a pot and shit, letting it cook.
The big ones.
The big jokes, the big motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, I ain't never killed a big crab. I used to kill soft shells on like a regular basis. Soft shells is like, they're like usually pretty small. They're like blue out here.
Rest in peace to them.
Yeah, that was kind of harsh. Like, I'm country too, so like this is not gonna be in the show. So I don't really want to talk about killing animals on camera. I don't want to be on a list somewhere.
I understand.
So my grandfather used to have a farm out in Texas, right?
Cool.
And on his tomato farm, no, I'm not from Texas, but I spent like a lot of time out there. Understood. So he, every once in a while, there used to be a warthog or like a wild hog that used to just get into
Was there any more of that?
Oh, absolutely. We can definitely drink some more. But he used to get wild hogs that used to come into the farm and try to eat the crops, right? Okay. One time, he said, we're going to go take care of it.
Okay.
And as, the grandson of a very strong minded man that decided we're going to do something, we're going to do it. So, end up shooting a pig.
Rest in peace to the pig.
Yeah. And then, he ended up shooting the pig. And then the dog got it.
Oh, no.
Sam. That's the one that he brought out for the hunt.
Okay.
Sam got to the pig, and you hear it squealing like a motherfucker, right? One, like, more defining moments of my life. It was like, I was pretty young. I was around, like, 9. And so you really hear, like, the life leaving.
The animal.
Yeah. And a dog really ripping flesh into.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah. And so as a learning moment for me.
You said you were, like, 9, right?
Yeah. A learning moment for me, my grandfather told me, finishing blow. And finishing. Like the finishing blow.
Finish it.
Yeah. So he gave me the knife, took my hand, and then we pushed it in together. Yeah.
You keep a man in.
I mean, at 9 is crazy. At 9 is a very
young age to be taking lives.
Yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't the first time I seen him do stuff.
This is the first time you had to yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
So, have you ever done anything like hunting and stuff like that after that situation?
No.
Oh, that was the first
Yeah,
round?
that was the first and only. Like my other family, like my dad's family and stuff, like they're up in Pennsylvania. I don't really have any contact with them. Oh, let's go for it. Kampai.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she said she didn't like drinking.
I don't, but I drink.
Really?
I don't drink. So, okay, let me rephrase.
I've actually never seen you like party at all.
I'm usually like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I do get lit, but it's not. I don't. Okay, so how do I put it? I'm very.
We need bigger mics. We need longer mics so our guests can like kick back.
It's fine. I swear it's probably most likely me, but I'm one of those like lean back kind of like.
Would you like to put the pillow under you?
Oh yeah, actually, I didn't think of that. But oh yeah. Hello. Okay, I could get you this.
I don't know. I just like the presence you just
I like
made.
it. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, so when it comes to like me like drinking and stuff, so it's like I don't like drinking. When I was younger, like very, 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 very young,
Yeah.
I had a really bad experience with it, like really bad.
You or someone else?
Me.
Okay.
I had a very bad experience with it, and so I, growing up, never was tempted, never really wanted to or even care to drink. So like when I was 21, I had this balloon party. I love balloons. I love balloons so much. Balloons are awesome.
Right.
And so, it was a lot of bottles, lots of liquor, and I remember drinking just about everything that was there. I remember being one of the least drunkest people at the party the entire night. It's crazy. First time drinking, like really, really drinking intentionally, you know. And I feel like the most chillest out of everyone. But I also smoke a lot. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Maybe it's my tolerance. I don't know. But long story short, when it comes to drinking, especially out, never really liked the idea of it. I
feel like you like to have control over yourself. Yes. And like, yeah, I get that. Like for me personally, like when I smoke, a lot of times I don't like being in public because I have not social anxiety, but I just have situational anxiety and I also deal with PTSD. So when certain people are around, not even just certain people, when people in general that I don't know and I'm not comfortable with are around, I'm constantly checking them. And I'm constantly watching their movements. I'm looking at their shoulders, looking at how they're walking.
Why their shoulders? I look at people's hips and waist and
those
the way they walk.
Yeah, those two. Like initial like looking at someone, I look at their hips.
I usually if I'm like face to face, I look at how they're like moving their head. I read this one book about like body language and shit. So I like to like watch how people are like kind of positioning their head. And then when it comes to like a person's walk, okay, I know this might sound weird. I like backs. I'm a back person.
Understandable.
And so like when it comes to like watching a person walk, not watching because that sounds weird, but you know, you see someone walking, I pay attention to walks. I like walks.
I watch people, so like I don't think that's weird at all. So like I look at hips for weight. Like I look at like how like
I look at wrists and ankles for weight.
That's crazy, right?
Blind people do. When I was a kid, okay, don't quote me because I just said that like I was very confident in what I just said. When I was younger, I watched the movie, you know, with Ray Charles.
The one where he's touching girls with his
their ankles, not their wrists and shit.
And you're checking to see if they're fat.
Yeah, but it's facts though. Like,
oh no, I'm looking for weight, like unnatural weight, like they're carrying something essentially.
Okay.
So I look at people's hips off of like first like initial like gaze, especially a man. I'm always looking at a man's hips.
I don't go off.
Which sounds crazy.
I don't really go off the hips only because not everybody's bodies, everyone's body is beautiful. You are perfect how you are, as you come and how you created. But, everyone doesn't have just, hips and some people got them extra dips and curves and shit going on.
I mean, we like bodies of all shapes. But I'm just making sure you don't have a gun on you.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking for like an unnatural weight and like you're carrying something or you're moving uncomfortably.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'll look at like a man's hips and like if I like gather like okay they're walking pretty normally, I'll like start looking at their shoulders when they're close to me.
Okay. Because
I can kind of tell if like your hand is going to swing on me. Like, I don't know why that's always, like, a constant thought in my head. It's like, what this motherfucker just swing on me right now? I don't like having that feeling. Like, and that feeling goes through my head multiple times when I'm high. Jeez. So I just try not to be too high in public. And then, unless, like, I'm with the guys. And it's like, okay, I got someone watching my back. I don't have to, like, be on full alert. But most times when I go out, I'm only with women. Like, I'm never, like... These niggas are fucking not house niggas. I'm about to say house niggas. That sounds so bad. These niggas homebodies like a motherfucker. And like Mike don't like to go out. AJ don't like to go out. I really don't have no male friends that like to go out like that. So I'm usually just out with the girls and you know how
out with the girls.
Cause I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Okay.
So I'm always one of the girls, and as the biggest girl, I kind of have to keep on my toes, and that's kind of scary sometimes, especially with y'all, and y'all look the way y'all look, and so now I have to look over my shoulder. It's like, is this motherfucker about to say some wild shit, or like this motherfucker about to like just grab a cheek just off the string?
The craziest stuff does happen with beautiful women.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so I get kind of nervous. I don't like being high. That's when like, Josh, why you not smoking?
I'm the same way. Like you were saying, like you never really see me lit. It's only because I don't even know exactly what my situation is. I know I do be having. I used to suffer from anxiety like really really bad. I feel like I manage it very well now. But overall, like when I'm out with my girls, like even when I'm not with my girls, especially when I'm by myself, like I just be paranoid. Like, and I know that, like it's not a healthy thing, but I'm usually always paranoid. And so I know that sounds crazy, but it's not like I'm over here like, nah. I'll be mid-conversation looking like over my shoulder. Like we could be literally out at a restaurant and I'll just keep looking around me every couple minutes just because. And I don't know. It's just I don't know if I've never been diagnosed with PTSD, but I do be just like I've gone through some things, so I must definitely do be thinking to myself like, oh my god, what if this person just kidnaps me right now? Like, what if someone like put something on my door or put something on my gas? Like the other day I was getting gas. I opened the pump, right? This is actually like one of those real situations where like something actually happened. I'm at the gas station. I always open the pump before I go in. I go in, I pay for my gas. I opened it. I come back out, it's closed. I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. I go to open it back up. It's not opening. It's like jammed closed. This has never happened to me before. I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. I'm not going to trip about it. So some car pulls up behind me. Hey, you good? Yeah. Okay, I seen that you were struggling. No. Mind you, I had to try to open it again from inside my car. So how do you know I'm struggling? So I'm sitting here paranoid like
bro watching me.
Yeah. And so I'm like, that's weird. I really couldn't get it open. I ended up like meeting one of my friends. They helped me get it open and shit. But stuff like that, like once a week, I check my car for tags, make sure. I know that sounds crazy, but like I don't
think that's crazy.
Okay, I've been through some things, so like I have to be extra careful. But that was another situation where like as soon as the person walked up, mind you, I was already at the door trying to open it, so I just got in the car and pulled off. Like I was like,
definitely see why you want to read minds now, because
people are crazy.
People are definitely crazy.
People are crazy. I feel like I don't really need to. I feel like I can already read minds. I feel like I can already read minds.
What does mine say?
I don't know what your mind says right now. Okay, so when I say I can already read minds, I mean more like I'm so in tune with energy and my energy, and I'm aware when the energy is different around me, like where it's enough for me to be able to tell like if someone's comfortable around me or not, or like if someone is being like weird. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like you know how like let's say you're with a group of friends, y'all are all chilling and shit. and like one of these people that are there, acquaintance or someone, they're like kind of like being weird. Like, not when I say weird, I mean like, listen, like you're talking and they're cutting you off, or like they're coming at you, like responding to you, what you're saying a little aggressively, or like gaslighting you or some shit like that. Like those type of situations, but you're not fully sure. You know, it's a group of y'all, you don't know. Or like one of those, I was just posting about this shit today. Like let's say you're chilling with friends or just a group of people, and you're having a conversation, and one of these people or a few of these people are like cutting you off or something, or talking over you or something.
Yeah, I read that.
Situations like that. So it's like, where is I going with this? Oh, you could feel it. Like in this situation, you don't. When I was younger, like I used to like if I was talked over or cut off, I would immediately just be like, I don't know how to feel about that. Like I didn't know how to respond. Like I used to literally YouTube how to react when someone cuts you off. Like, and so stuff. Where am I going with this? It's a feeling. Like you'll just feel it.
Right.
Like you'll feel when like if it's intentional or when it's not intentional. So like example, one of my friends, they replied to the post today, and they were like, so how do you know if it was intentional? Like what if they just didn't mean to cut you off, or what if they were just like really distracted or something? I'm like, well, you can feel that, you can see that, it'll be obvious, you know. Yeah. But if it's a situation where y'all were having a conversation, like it's clear that y'all are having a conversation and like this person's not really in tune, or they're ignoring you, or like if you're having you talking and someone just jumps in and starts to tell a story, or like you weren't talking at all, that's rude as shit. So it's like shit like that. You could just feel, okay, this is not genuine. This wasn't an accident. You intentionally knew like you were doing that and you were okay with that, and you could feel that something's off. But in that moment, like sometimes it can be hard to tell if someone's intentionally being like me. I'm a person. I'm nice. I treat people how I want to be treated. So like I could be an asshole. I'm an asshole, but I'm a genuine asshole. Okay. And so like me, you always know with me, my actions are genuine. So when I act to do anything that I do, even if it's something that's a little like mean, you'll know it's genuine. I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with like people have to be mean at some point in their life. Everyone has to like go towards that direction of their personality. Like you can't be sweet all the time. Right. And as much as we want to be bougie, you can't just be bougie. Like bougie has to turn up sometimes. Like
he do be turning up too.
He do be turning up. But like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Like people are gonna try you. Yeah. Right? And like you just have to deal with it. Like
most times I like to. So my favorite way to be is unbothered. I feel like when you don't react to everything, because I used to be one of those people who, all right, I used to have anger issues. So I used to be the type where like you cut me off, I'm gonna pop you in your shit real quick, like just pop you in your mouth.
Where are you from? You don't mind me asking. You're from Virginia.
Yeah, but I was raised by a bunch of New York, DC motherfuckers, and then my godmother's country, and then I moved around a lot as a kid.
Makes sense. Yeah. DC and New Yorkers do not always react the nicest. I'd say they're not the type to turn cheek a lot of times, especially when you cross them. Which I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
I think that's the average person. No one likes to be hurt. No one likes to be done dirty.
No one likes that, but when I moved out here, I realized a lot of times the expectation is for you to turn cheek.
Nah, the expectation, where I come from, how I was raised, the expectation, like, I was taught, or I was raised on things like fighting words. Right. Or, like, if you do that, just be ready to fight. Right. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Right, for sure. So, nah, most definitely. I'm learning to turn the other cheek.
That's not a Virginia thing, though. Like, turning the cheek is, like, a more Virginia thing to me. Okay. Because I'm from St. Louis, Midwest. Right. I was taught, even in school, if someone hits you, you hit them back. If someone says something crazy, and if you feel like it's justified to swing, then can't nobody really tell you it's not justified to swing. Like, that's what I was kind of taught. Like, my mother did not care if I fought, and it was a justifiable reason for me to be fighting. Like, I fought multiple times, like, for a shit that wasn't even about me. It was like, okay, I'm defending a girl. My mom would be like, all right, cool. Go ahead and do that shit. Fights like that. Like, stuff like that. Like, say someone smacked the food off my lunch tray. Cool, fight. Go for it. I understand. Like, that was the mom that I had. Here, when I moved here, going through school, completely different reaction. Like, my mom didn't care, but the school cared. Like, back home, I could fight and get a slap on the wrist. It's like, oh yeah, he was wilding. He should never have done that to you. And if he fought back, then he would be suspended, and I'd just go back to class. That was a regular thing for me back at St. Louis. Here, you fight, both of y'all might just end up being expelled. Yeah, suspended. You would get 10 days. I never once had a 10-day back at home. And most I ever had was like 3 days, and I was wilding. Like, I picked something up and threw it at a nigga. Like, that was my 3 days. Back home, the most I usually would get was like a 1 day. Here, I got expelled. Like, what? I wasn't even fighting, but I got expelled for like 3 months on some shit. Yeah. And then they brought me back and said, oh, you don't got to go to Renaissance. But, fuck that. Tanked my whole high school career.
I wouldn't have even imagined.
Yeah, my grades were in the fucking toilet. I just stopped giving a fuck at that point.
For me in high school, so I remember you asked if I was a nerd.
Definitely.
All right, so my experience in high school, I knew everybody knew me. Usually because, like, in middle school, I was wild. For me in high school, I had straight A's. I always made sure my grades was good. I used to do little things like people's homeworks and shit like that for money and shit. So
just hustling all through high school. It's like any way you could have possibly made $1.
Basically, selling chips, doing hair, doing custom clothing, doing drawings, doing projects, especially for like chemistry, stuff like that. Flashcards, I was tutoring. I tutored for math. I took, my last year, I think I took geometry. But I remember, like, just little things like that. Then I became a pothead. I was a pothead my 9th grade year. Like, coming into high school, I had just started smoking. Okay. And so, like, I kind of stopped going to school at a certain point, and I would just, like, be out smoking with friends and stuff. But I used to had a good relationship with all my teachers, those school security guards. I do, like, like, the little tips and tricks. So, like, I would go get my work from my teachers and shit, and I'll just turn it in either by the end of the day or by the end of the week, whichever they asked. Most of the time, most of the, like, classes, it was due by the end of the week. So I was the type where I'd get that shit done before the week even ended, that all my work turned in, and I just wouldn't go to class for the rest of that week. I also worked 3 jobs in high school, so.
Understandable. Yeah. I worked full-time, too.
My senior year, I was doing SOLs, because this was, like, the 1 year. It was really weird. Where, like, you just signed in, and they gave you, like, a username and PIN for the test. And that was it. They didn't care to see who you were.
It was the first online one?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was going on, but it was on computers. You just signed in. They gave you the username and a password.
I never finished Shameless.
Shameless is such a good show.
I watched like maybe 2 or 3 episodes just because girls used to have me watching it with them. And I would want to be like, yeah, turn that shit off. That's how I got into RuPaul's Drag Race. You don't like RuPaul?
What is RuPaul?
What is RuPaul?
Yeah.
Don't you got the, ain't you a part of the rainbow flag community? You not?
I don't know.
Okay.
So
RuPaul is honestly, I don't know their pronouns.
Oh, there's a pronoun? Okay, I'm starting to.
Yeah. So RuPaul drag race, right?
Drag queens.
Yeah, drag queens. I love the art form, man. I'm not gonna lie. So it's like America's Next Top Model. In a way, but it's a competition show, and they have to come out every time, like with a new costume, a new drag to like show off, and like there's like categories and whatnot, right? So it could be, let me think of like a category name, Disco Fierce or some shit.
Okay.
Like I don't even know if that's been a topic or a category or not.
That's an idea.
But a motherfucker will come out in a disco ball.
Oh, wow.
On fire or something.
Oh, my God.
And it'll be Disco Fierce. And it'll just be like different personalities in the drag.
Different perspectives of the same vision.
Yeah. Well,
different visions of
same prompt.
Okay.
Different vision.
I like that a lot.
And so like the art form is great. Like the creativity in it. Like, I love makeup art. Like, I studied a little bit of theater, like makeup, just because I thought that's what I wanted to do when I was a kid. Because like prosthetics, like the burns and like the cuts and scrapes of like, you know, just theater, like movie shows, kind of interested me. Okay. So I kind of got into that, and so did you just whack yourself?
It was really the headphone. I feel bad. I apologize.
Oh, I don't care. But well, I don't care. But let me think. What was I going with that? Yeah, so I just got into RuPaul's like that. But yeah, I never watched Shameless.
Okay, that's crazy though. I've never heard of the drag show. That just sounds lit.
You should check it out. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
And it's on a couple other things.
I've never. So I haven't like even like I know you know T. When she like doing like I never even knew the name of the dance.
Voguing.
Yeah, voguing.
Yeah, that's on
I know
there.
the name. I know the name. But like even that, I don't know how to do that. I've never like tapped into that. My sister, she's actually amazing, and her and her wife, they're into those type of things. And I don't be knowing shit about none of that. I really don't. I just be living. I live under a rock.
There's nothing wrong with that though.
Yeah, I like to just be in my own world. It'd be like a lot of like even like musicians. Like I remember the other day somebody was Gorilla, some musician.
Glorilla?
Did I say it wrong?
No, I'm just trying to figure out who you're talking about.
I don't know, but I guess
is it a
like,
woman?
Yeah. It's like a deep voice.
Yeah.
Someone was telling me
I got
about
a crush
her
on her.
song.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, and someone was telling me about her music, and like I didn't even know who she was at one point. It was like you never heard that song some whatever. I'm like what?
FREE fuck nigga.
Yeah, I was like I didn't know that was like a real song. I thought it was like a meme or like a funny commercial thing. I didn't know that was like a real song. Oh, wow. And they were like, yeah, that's a real song. And I remember like they started to play it for me. I'm like, I'm good, and like respectfully, of course, super talented. I heard her backstory.
I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea.
What is your cup of tea music-wise?
I like everything, but just not everything.
What's your favorite anime theme song?
Theme song?
Yeah. You want to say Vinland Saga? Because Vinland Saga is a good answer.
I said Vinland Saga their intro is crazy.
That shit's hard.
The second season intro is a little different. That one's okay. It's not as lit as the first one.
Never is.
It was turd as fuck. But I'm trying to think of an anime. There's this one anime that had like these bells and stuff, and I can't think of the name of the anime right now.
Soul Eater?
I think it was Demon. No, the Devil Butler, something Butler.
Oh,
but I can't remember if that was it. So
I never watched that. I know what you're talking about, but I never watched it.
Okay. I don't know.
Black Butler?
Yeah, I think so. That's the name of it. Yeah, but it's this one anime that has like it looks like red paint going, like when you put like a paintbrush with like red on it into a cup, and like the intro starts like that, and it's like this girl singing. I don't know what anime that is, but the intro to that one was so sexy to me. Like, I remember one day I had to like really rewind it and like try to find the song. Like I was fucking with it.
I can picture that intro, and I think I know. I know I've seen that intro. Like
there's this one show. It's not an anime. It's called The 100.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, that fucking intro is crazy.
I never got through it.
The intro is fucking crazy.
It makes zero sense. You ever watch The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
It's kind of like The Walking Dead, but like how ridiculous The Walking Dead got like after like season 5. It's like how y'all gonna keep living type shit. Like that's how I felt about The 100. Like as soon as I started watching, it's like how are y'all surviving these situations? I
like The 100 really a lot. First of all, Octavia. She's fucking fire. You are one crew or you are against one crew. That shit is fire. She started slicing niggas' heads off and shit. You are one crew or you are against one crew.
I stopped where they go to like an underground bunker or whatever.
Octavia, that's when she becomes the queen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even finish that season. It was like, okay, you don't go outside. There's acid rain or some shit.
Okay, so the main character, yeah, she's cringy as fuck. She's mad fucking annoying. I don't like her that much.
She's alive still?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But no,
Spoil whatever you want to spoil.
Okay, I want to say, so she ends up messing with this one guy.
Mm-hmm.
His sister is Octavia. And wait, did they ever mess with each other? Did they ever? It's been so long since I've watched.
What the fuck?
I'm trying. Okay, so you know how when you haven't seen something in a long time and you start to like remember,
yeah,
you're like, oh my god, I remember this, and this, and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think they ever. I think they did. I think they messed with each other.
Octavia's brother
and the main character. I can't think of her name. I suck with names. I watch. It's like I just don't.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel about like that's why I watch anime and dub a lot of times. Is because I can't remember the names of people unless I hear it in English context. Like if I hear it like animated, not animated, but in subtitles in Japanese, it's like it doesn't click. Like I can make out certain Japanese words and like form a sentence and like understand the sentence in my head. But something about English, like when people say, "Hey, how you doing today, Sasuke?" That sticks in my head.
Okay.
But if someone says, "Nan desu ka, Sasuke-kun,"
Okay.
It's not going to be in my head. See what I'm saying?
So I actually, I get what you're saying. So the thing, I like to read. So even when I'm watching, that's why I like subs. Regardless, even if it was in English, I was gonna still turn the subtitles on regardless. And when it comes to like me not understanding what they're saying, just the fact that they're not, I don't know what it is. I remember it in English. Like even when I think about the show, like I'm thinking about the whole conversation, I would hear it in my head in English, knowing that it was clearly not in English, but I prefer it that way.
And you can just get that off of reading. So you like, honestly, maybe for you, this is just me asking. Okay. Is it like reading a book but with like moving pictures? Basically. That's kind of hard.
I don't like to watch TV without the captions.
Okay. Like even everything. YouTube videos and stuff?
I always have the captions
on. I have captions on for YouTube videos for sure. Yeah. Like a lot of times, like I don't even catch what like someone may be saying sometimes, so like I can just like
look at what it says.
Yeah, like real quick. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck did this motherfucker just say? Like, okay, but I still gotta show you that SpongeBob like animation thing.
Yeah.
Hold up. Wow, the recording's gone. Like we've been talking for like 2 hours.
For real?
Yeah.
That's like 30 minutes.
It felt like 30 minutes, right? Shoot, it's probably
the life of an artist, my hands are covered in paint.
We love that anyway, because mine are too. So if you got a problem with it, fuck you. But anyways, so this has been another episode of, I don't know, the interview show, the Chakra Network. I don't know what to call this shit. So do you have any final words, Sunlight?
Y'all check out my business, D
Plug
Real
yourself.
Thing LLC. D as in dog, E as in Edward, Real Thing LLC. I am a local artist in the 757 area. I help people express themselves through different mediums of art. So check me out.
Check her out. All right. Oh shit! I hit it twice.
I deserve it. I really deserve 3, but it's okay.
Okay. All right. So see you guys next time. Right.